Investigators have released their preliminary report into the air crash that killed the footballer Emiliano Sala and his pilot David Ibbotson. It describes the flight's erratic final moments as the pilot altered altitude several times. It also raised questions about whether Mr. Ibbotson had an appropriate pilot's licence. Laura Bundock reports.
From the seabed, new images of the wreckage, the windscreen and cockpit, remains of the cabin, and this a section of wing. They reveal the aircraft split in three, held together by its electrical cables. Investigators will use the pictures to piece together how the plane crashed.
We'll be looking at the evidence of the damage that's been done to the aircraft to see whether or not it's giving us a signature at all of the way the aircraft hit the surface. So did it hit the surface of the sea the right way up or upside down? Perhaps. Is that the sort of information we can get? We don't know yet, but that's what we're trying to do.
This is the single-engine plane at Nantes Airport shortly before it took off on January the 21st. It was taking the Argentinian footballer Emiliano Sala to Cardiff, where he'd just signed a record-breaking £15 million deal. His body was recovered 2 weeks later. The pilot, David Ibbotson, is still missing. Radar data of the plane's final minutes shows an increasingly irregular flight path to dodge bad weather in the Channel. At 8:16, the aircraft was flying at 3,900 feet before making a sharp right turn. During this turn, the aircraft drops to 1,600 feet. Just 30 seconds later, it climbs rapidly to 2,300 feet before disappearing off radar. Aviation experts say the erratic flight path is significant.
The big variation in altitude and heading direction in the final parts of the flight shown by the radar, I mean, they could be that the pilot is attempting to dodge weather, to dodge clouds, to stay clear of cloud, which is what he's required to do with his licence, or it could be he's starting to lose control through disorientation, really, through loss of outside visual reference.
The flight plan for the journey back to Cardiff obtained by Sky News shows David Ibbotson planned to fly with visual references at all times, but the bad weather they encountered would have made this difficult. Investigators will also look at the validity of his pilot's licence.
We've not got any direct evidence from within the aircraft. It hasn't got a black box, a flight recorder, or a cockpit voice recorder. So we haven't got any direct evidence as to what happened. So we're unlikely to be able to say definitively this is what happened, but we will be able to put a plausible story together. And at the moment, the information we have from the seabed is sufficient for us to do that.
There are no plans to recover the wreckage, and the full investigation could take a year. But as the victims' families wait for answers, the truth is we may never know exactly what caused this fatal crash. Laura Bundock, Sky News.